All right, let's just jump right in. We spend so much of our lives in the grind, right? Chasing that next goal, the next big thing. But what if the most valuable asset we could ever possibly own isn't something you can put on a resume or see in a bank account? Today, we're going to talk about a different kind of wealth, one that's, way more permanent and, let's be real, a lot more peaceful. Does this first column look a little familiar? Yeah. The constant pressure, chasing after what other people think, that nagging feeling you're always missing out on something, it's basically the soundtrack to our modern lives. But then, look over at the right. I mean, if we're being totally honest with ourselves, isn't this what we're all secretly after? That inner peace, real clarity, a genuine purpose? So the big question is, how do we get from column A to column B?
Well, believe it or not, this isn't some new age idea. This is timeless wisdom, and it points us inward. It's basically saying that the most precious, most valuable stuff we can ever get our hands on is already inside us. It's just waiting there for us to notice it. So it's not about earning something new, but about finally recognizing what we've had all along.
Now, the source material calls this inner wealth Naam, but this isn't just some word to chant. Think of it more like a connection to that deeper wisdom inside you. You know that gut feeling, that little voice that just knows what's right when your logical mind is running in circles? That's kind of what we're talking about. It's the core asset in this whole inner wealth portfolio.
Okay, so if this incredible wealth is already inside us, how do we actually access it, right? How do we start making deposits into that account? Let's get into the how-to. And it all starts with one surprisingly simple, yet, incredibly difficult action. That's it. Seriously, just pause. In the non-stop, forward-moving chaos of our lives, the very first step is to simply stop. So after we hit pause, the text says the next step is serving the guru, and this is the key that really unlocks that inner wealth. But wait, before you get hung up on the word guru, let's redefine what that can actually mean for us in our modern, everyday lives. See, your guru doesn't even have to be a person. It can be your own set of guiding principles, like integrity or kindness, that you check in with before you make a big move. It could be a source of timeless wisdom, like a book you keep coming back to. It could be a mentor you look up to. It could even just be the simple practice of journaling for 10 minutes every morning. That's a deep reflection. It's whatever or whoever helps you find your true north and stay on course.
So if it were that easy, we'd all be walking around totally at peace, right? Of course. There's a major obstacle that gets in our way, and it completely tanks our inner return on investment. The text is crystal clear about what it is. It's our own ego.
Wow, that's about as direct as it gets. It's telling us that egotism, that constant focus on I, me, mine, is the very thing that disconnects us. When our entire world revolves only around our own ambitions, our own fears, we wander away from our roots, from our true purpose. And the source is blunt here. We risk wasting our potential.
And you can see how this creates this vicious cycle. It all starts with an obsessive focus on yourself, which cuts you off from anything bigger. And then, to try and fill that empty space, you start chasing fleeting validation. The job promotion, the praise, the likes on social media. It's a hamster wheel that ultimately just wastes our most precious resource, our time, our life.
All right, so let's say we manage to sidestep that ego trap. We actually connect with that inner wealth. What's the payoff? What does this real internal success actually look and feel like? This is just beautiful. The ultimate reward isn't something you own. It's an adornment. It's a state of being. It's like you become internally decorated with peace and tranquility. It's something you wear on the inside. So, forget the expensive watch or the fancy title. This is the new power suit. It's made of lasting tranquility, unshakable inner peace. The accessories are authentic joy. And it all comes together to create this glorious greatness that just radiates from within. It doesn't come from a business card. But there's one last, really crucial piece to this puzzle. And for all my fellow high achievers out there, this is super important. This inner connection, it's not something you can hustle your way into. It is not another project to grind out and add to your to-do list. The core message here is that this connection is ultimately received. It comes through sincerity and what the text calls nadar, or grace. It's not about forcing an outcome. It's about showing up with an open, authentic heart and just being receptive. It's a huge shift from doing to just being. So as we wrap this up, I really want to leave you with this question to just sit with. In a world that measures success in followers and figures and titles, what if your greatest, most profound achievement was simply your own peace of mind? What would change for you if you started building that kind of wealth today?